Good morning. Ira Epstein with your morning flash update for this first day of summer 2023, June 21st. And we are sitting now just after 8:20 a.m. Central Time. So in the stock market, remember you have your semi-annual 2 days where the Fed chair gets drilled by members of Congress. So today it's before the House committee, and tomorrow will be before the Senate Banking Committee. So now you have to see what's going to happen. Now, he did release his text, and that's what's always done. And it's hawkish as can be. Much more hawkish, by the way, than the FOMC meeting. And he defends what they did there, saying, well, they wanted to see if the lag effect was kicking in, but they fully expect there's more rate hikes coming. And that they have not met their goal. They have not slowed down the labor market. There's many goals that have been missed. So with that, you would expect you'll get some selling pressure, and you are. It's a big headwind for the gold because higher interest rates, in theory, might mean also a higher dollar, but that competes head-on with gold, which pays no interest, so that puts that down. The copper market got today a little bit more of a benefit. China did throw out to the electric vehicle manufacturers a nice little package for that to spur on the business for another series of years. You can see a mixed bag right through here. In the grain market, I had one of my clients write me, a subscriber, and he goes, Ira, the market's trading over 6 days over the upper Bollinger Band. Okay, it's rare that it does it, but it's not a problem. First off, the market's been over the 18-day average of closes. Remember the filters we use. When you're over the 18-day average of closes, you should have a bullish bias. Bullish bias is a filter to not be short. Under it, you're bearish, you're not looking to be long. Pretty simple, not that difficult to follow. What happens is you get these big rallies, and guess what? I'm going to be a hero. I'm going to step in front of that weather, and I'm going to pick a top in this and make my thousands. I get it. Okay, and there'll be a time and point when that happens. Where it comes, how to catch it, I frankly don't know, other than when you lose the embedded reading if you have that. So that's one of the ways I look at it. Energy markets, a very mixed picture today, not seeming to go one way or the other. The heat continues across a great swath of the U.S., but not in the grain areas that we need it so poorly. Soy oil. Some people wondering why it fell so much overnight. And the reason was that the EPA is coming out and the mandates completely threw away what the industry wanted to see. And that means that you have too much soy oil all of a sudden. So just be aware of that, and that is what the game there was all about. It was in my newsletter last night. So if you get my full research, it was covered. In the U.S. MBA mortgage market, now take a look at these numbers, up 0.5%, even with these high rates, that's pretty good. Purchase index went up. The refi people aren't doing, so they backed away temporarily. Okay. Weekly retail sales, first 3 weeks of June, were up 0.7%. Now, this is very important. Do you remember when this was up 12%, 13%? I'm only going back within 12 months. It has all come down, and what I've told you is my fear here is this is going to go negative. So we're getting very close to that point, and that's because sooner rather than later, all these kids that owe money on their schooling have to start repaying it. It's coming up right in front of them, and I read that the average bill is going to be like $300 to $400. Where are they getting that money? That's going to come out of these retail sales. In addition, in retail sales, you're competing with the service industry in the summertime. So that should slip a little. So I said, Chair Powell speaking today before the U.S. Financial Services Committee. Tomorrow it'll be between the House Banking Committee, the Senate Banking Committee. API numbers, instead of yesterday, they're coming out today due to Monday's holiday. And take a look, UK core inflation at a 1992 high. And Fed Chair Powell, in his prepared speech, talks about core inflation, how sticky it is. And this is where everybody that's tried to pause, it doesn't work. That core inflation is just too darn strong, and that just keeps putting the pressure on all these markets. Tomorrow we're going to get the UK, the Bank of England, if you will, monetary policy decision. For a while there, I thought it was just going to be 25 basis points. I'm leaning, after seeing this number, why don't they just go with 50? Get that part of it done. Then they can decide, do they need